Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hey guys, hope you're doing good. So this is gonna be another short video here, just me going through the expenses and the finances in Bali, and hope you enjoy this video here. So if you are planning to go to Bali or you're already in Bali, you can expect to figure out how much you're going to expend in the next month. And usually the first month you're there, you spend a little bit more money than you do as you stay there longer, as you start to figure out how much everything costs and what the local and the foreign prices are. Now I have some Indonesian cash here. I'm going to break down what the prices are and what you can expect to spend if you're going to do different activities, what I've personally spent when I was there, and what you can expect to spend if you're looking to live a decent life. But for many people who are going to be going to Bali for a vacation, you might not spend the same amount of money that you would spend if you're going to be more living there for a longer term. So for instance, if you are going to Bali for a 2-week vacation, you will most likely spend more than what even a person would spend in a month that is living there. And that is simply because you're going to be doing more activities, you're going to be more in the tourist spots and not know as much about the local prices and the local spots. However, if you are from Bali and you've been living there for a long time and you start to get to know the locals and the local prices, you can save a lot of money and you can really spend less than what you might expect. Now for me, when I was living there the first month, I definitely think I spent a bit more just because I wasn't used to the prices. I was still figuring out how much everything cost. And in the first month I was there, I believe I would have spent around $1,500 US dollars, for instance, and that is quite high actually for one person living in Bali. Normally you won't reach that amount. However, because I was new and I did not know the prices at the time, I definitely spent a lot more than what I was used to, and what the Bali prices actually are. So you can see when you are there how you can adapt and really get to know everything for the price. Now, in Bali, you can have about 3 different lifestyles. And I mean, these are not the same for everyone, but I can break these down into 3 different lifestyles. Now, if you want to rent a place in Bali, you are going to be renting either a shared villa, a private studio, or a private villa, or you're going to go all out and rent a big luxury villa as well. Now, these are the 3 different lifestyles, the 3 different prices I'm breaking down. Now, this basically goes as it says. Now, when you do go to Bali, you can choose what your budget is and you can spend accordingly to that. So, for instance, when I was there, what I did is I spent around $300 per month to live in a shared villa. Now, typically in a shared villa, you will get access to your private room, your private bathroom, and you will have access to the pool and a shared kitchen. And for this cost, usually you can find places for around 200 or around 2 million to around 300, around 3.5 million rupiahs per month. Now, basically, this will give you everything you need and a really comfortable lifestyle, but again, you won't have your own private pool and you won't have your own private kitchen as well. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more, you will get a bigger place and you will get a private entire place as well. So for instance, if you are staying in around the Canggu or the Seminyak area, you can get your own private place. It can be up to a private villa for the second price bracket, and that price bracket is around 400 to around 600 US dollars per month, or around 4 to 7 million per month. And this price bracket is going to get you your own place. You'll get your own kitchen and your own pool in some cases, and definitely your own private space. It's more of an apartment size. Now, it might not be apartment exactly. It can be a villa, for instance, but it'll be about a medium size where you have 1 bedroom and a good size space. Now, you can definitely get more cheaper places for this same cost if you move further out towards the other areas, but if you're looking to stay around the main places. For instance, the Seminyak or the Canggu area, that is what you'll be paying for. Now, the third price bracket is the most expensive that you will be able to pay in Bali for most circumstances, and that will be around 900 to 1300 US dollars per month, or around 7 million to 20 million per month. And this price bracket is the most luxurious. You're going to be looking at your own private villa, your private pool, maybe 1 to 3 bedrooms dependent on the location. Now, this is still affordable for quite a few people who can spend this amount of money, and you are going to be getting a lot of value for what you get. For instance, when you're in this price bracket in this place, your own villa, you're going to have daily cleaning services, you're going to be very close to good facilities and the beaches, and you're going to have your own space where you can have, as people over, and not have to worry about other neighbors close by. So it definitely depends what you're thinking about doing in Bali, but I would suggest if you are going there for the first time and you've never been there before, definitely you should go on Airbnb. A lot of people say this, but it's a good idea. You should book your first place for about 1 or 2 weeks, and then you can go and explore and find other places that might be a better fit for you. So for instance, when I first went there, I stayed in an Airbnb for about 2 weeks, and I actually didn't enjoy the place I stayed at first. It wasn't as the photos looked, and it was okay. For the value, it wasn't too bad, but definitely was more expensive compared to if you go in person to these places and see the price and everything as well. And also, it didn't have a shared kitchen. It was just very basic. So I'm very glad that I didn't book the place for a month. So if you are going to go there for the first time, definitely just book a place Airbnb for a week or 2 weeks, and then during that time when you're there, you can really go out and see the places in person, as they do look a lot different than the photos you see online sometimes, and that can matter a lot. Now, for my second and third month there, when I was living there, basically the price for me for the daily expenses did go down as I started to know more local places and understand the prices better. Now, basically, my price for myself was going down towards maybe $800 to $1,000 per month, and that was still living really well. That was, eating out every few days. That was cooking sometimes at home as well. Then also that was doing different activities. I mean, every weekend we would, me and my friends, or me and my partner, would go somewhere, and we would really enjoy the weekend, and even in the week days as well, we still went out and enjoyed the time as well. So that budget around $800 to $1,000 a month can definitely get you a good life there. Now, you are going to have to cut back on a few things, but it is definitely doable. And if you are even looking to go cheaper, you can definitely spend around $500 per month. Now, that is going to be cutting back on a lot more things, but it is doable if you go there and you rent a very basic place and you live a simple lifestyle, and you don't eat out at the too many Western restaurants there, for instance, and you eat more at the local street food places. You can definitely live there, and a decent life too as well, for around 500 US dollars a month, or around 5 million rupiahs per month. So again, it really depends on your lifestyle, what you're looking for, where you're going to be living, and the activities that you want to do. Now, as also said, there still is COVID going on in Indonesia, and the tourist facilities are still not fully open as they once were, so you can still get decent prices and discounted prices for different places when you're living there, and that is good. Now, that could change in the next few years here as things start to open up more, but as of right now, you can definitely go on these different tourist places. You can go to Nusa Penida, you can go to different islands, and really pay a little bit less than what you normally would as well. Now, if I was going to Bali and I didn't know too much about it, I would try to avoid the touristy areas. You are going to be sucked in to spend more money if you go to the malls, for instance. Those are mostly Western prices that you see in North America or most Western countries. And if you go to, for instance, the tourist places, Nusa Dua, Uluwatu, or even some areas of Canggu, you're definitely going to be paying Western prices there. So definitely make sure that when you do pay for things, you are getting the best price possible. And if it is too expensive, try to find another place. For instance, most of the locals in Bali will get paid maybe around 2 million to 3 million per month. So you can also try to go that route as well and live in a decent lifestyle as well if you know the connections and know the people. But definitely, if you're going there, definitely be sure to check around and get to know your area, get to know the local places, because you're gonna find really amazing people, beautiful places to stay, and you're gonna be enjoying life so much more than if you just stay in the tourist areas. So definitely go out of your area that you're staying in, go visit the different places like Ubud and the other side of the island, for instance, and you're gonna see so much, and you are not gonna really pay too much as long as you meet the right people, go to the right places. Now, also for the transportation part of things, that also is another thing as well. So if you want to rent a scooter there, and you most likely will because that is the most common way to get around, there's not really any good buses, and you can rent a Gojek, be on a Gojek essentially, which is a scooter or a car, but you are going to be paying a lot for that, and that's not going to be the best way to get around to all the places you want to see. So if you are going to be there, you should definitely rent a bike, and these are the prices you normally see for the bikes. If you want to rent a Scoopy, for instance, and the Scoopy is generally one of the cheapest bikes you could rent, you can expect to pay around $40 US or around $50 US per month for a scooter. Now you can get that cheaper. That is the average price I have seen for a Scoopy. Now if you're going to look to get a little bit of a bigger bike, you can go towards the second level, and you'll be paying around maybe $50 to $70 per month, and that is a little bit of a bigger Scoopy. Now usually it's a Honda. Now for the second most expensive scooter, you can usually get a scooter that is bigger than a Scoopy, and it'll be more comfortable, easier to get around, and you have a little bit more storage space as well inside the scooter, because if you have a Scoopy, for instance, you don't have too much storage space. You might be able to fit maybe a pair of shoes and one little thing of groceries in there, but that's kind of it. Now the medium level, you're going to have more storage, and you're going to be able to have a little bit more power to your scooter, and that can range anywhere from $50 to $70 per month, so you definitely can check out that as well. Now the most expensive scooter that you will be seeing in Bali will be the NMAX, and that is the scooter that we mostly use when we had it. We also had the Scoopy, rented a few different scooters, but we like the MX the most. Now the thing is, for the MX, you're going to be paying around $80 to $100 US a month, or around 1 million per month for this. But the thing is, you are going to get a lot more space, a lot more power, and the scooter is really more comfortable to drive the long distances. So that is definitely my recommendation. If you have the budget to rent the scooter, that is the NMAX. That is still a good price, you know, for the month. You're only going to be paying around $90 to $100 a month, or around 1 million rupees per month, if you can find a good price for it. And with that, you're going to be getting a lot more value, because you can have a lot more storage. You can, you know, have so much more enjoyment with the scooter, and it's also a little bit more comfortable to drive. And you do also get a bigger gas tank, so you can travel further distances without stopping as much for fuel. That is a good thing to have. Now that all depends on your budget. All these scooters are good, and if you're gonna go there for this first time and you don't know how to drive a scooter, definitely start with the Scoopy. Make sure you can learn from someone or take lessons to drive the scooter, because that's a whole other video that I'll probably be making later on. But definitely look into the options, what you can afford, and go from there. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy content like this, let me know in the description what you think and what you want to know about Bali, and if you're a first-time person that's going to go there, what you're curious about, and I can try to cover these videos in the next topics here as well. I'm also going to be covering more videos about the experience there and how you can adjust to life there, and some of the things that you might want to know before you go there. So definitely stay tuned for more videos like this. Hope you enjoy and have a really good day wherever you are in the world. Till next time, have a nice day. Peace.